Okay, so today we're going to dive into something huge in the music world. It's the comeback everyone's been talking about, BTS.
That's right. After what felt like a really long wait for their fans, the RMI, they are officially, finally back together.
Absolutely. And it's more than just, they're back. There's a whole story here.
Exactly. So our mission really is to unpack the comeback news, sure, but also dig into why they were gone, the whole military service situation, and,
What?
and what this return actually means, for them, for the fans, for K-pop. It's not just music. It's about commitment, culture.
And that national duty aspect mixing with global superstardom, it's fascinating.
The smooth like butter reunion is real, and the headline is Spring 2026, Big Plans.
Spring 2026. Okay, break that down. What exactly did they announce and how did this news drop?
Well, the core news is a new album and a world tour coming in spring 2026.
Wow, okay, both.
Yeah, both. And they announced it themselves on a Weverse live stream, which was pretty significant because it was the first time all 7 members were live together since way back in September 2022.
All 7 back on screen. I bet the chat was going crazy.
Oh, absolutely. Jin, RM, V, Jimin, J-Hope, Jungkook, Suga, the whole team.
So what are they doing right now? Is it straight back to work?
Pretty much. They said starting this month, July 2025, they'll be working closely together on the new music.
This month. So like right now.
Yeah, apparently the band's actually in the US right now to sort of kick off the creative process. They're not wasting any time.
And they're emphasizing it's a group album. What does that mean for the sound, do you think?
Well, they said it reflects each member's thoughts and ideas, almost like going back to their roots, the mindset they had when they first started. Very collaborative.
That sounds intentional, especially after the hiatus and solo projects, bringing it all back together.
Definitely. And think about the gap, right? This 2026 album, it's their first full group album since back in 2020.
Right. Proof in 2022 was an anthology, and there was the Japanese album BTS The Best in 2021, but a new studio album. It's been a while.
A long while. And the first world tour in nearly 4 years, that's huge for the RMI.
Okay, so let's talk about why there was this gap. The hiatus wasn't just like a creative break, was it?
No, not at all. You can't really understand this comeback without talking about South Korea's mandatory military service.
Right. That's the key piece here.
Yeah. So in South Korea, all able-bodied men, typically between 18 and 28, have to serve in the military for about 18 to 21 months. It's a conscription system, mainly because of tensions with North Korea.
And that applies to everyone, even global superstars like BTS.
Pretty much. There are some exemptions for, say, elite athletes or classical musicians who win major international awards, seen as boosting national prestige, but K-pop stars.
Yeah.
Historically, they haven't qualified for those same exemptions.
Although, didn't the law change slightly, allowing them to delay it?
Yes, exactly. In 2020, the law was revised. It allowed top K-pop stars, specifically citing BTS's impact, to postpone their service until they turned 30, which is what they did.
Okay. So how did the timing work out for all 7 members?
Well, they managed it pretty strategically, it seems. 6 members served in the army. Suga served as a social service agent, which is an alternative form of service.
Got it.
And the timeline is crucial. Jin, the oldest, finished his service back in June 2024. J-Hope got discharged in October 2024.
Okay.
And then the final 4, RM, V, Jimin, and Jungkook, they were all discharged together just a few weeks ago on June 10th, 2025.
Wow, Juneteenth. So they finished their service and bam, almost immediately announced the comeback plans.
Exactly. That coordinated completion was clearly the trigger. It enabled this immediate reunion and the plan to hit the studio this month.
It really is quite something, balancing this massive global career with, a fundamental civic duty in their country.
It adds such a unique layer to their story, doesn't it? This shared experience, something very Korean but played out on a global stage. You wonder how it affected them.
Yeah, that dedication is pretty clear, both to the music and the fans and to their country.
So that leads to the big question, I think. We've talked about the news, the context, but looking ahead.
What does this all mean for the music?
Right. How is this whole experience, the mandatory service, the time apart, the reunion, how is that going to shape their new album? The themes, the sound, the message?
What new perspectives might they bring after going through something so profound and so shared?
Exactly. It could really deepen their art, influence their legacy, maybe even shift narratives around K-pop service experiences more broadly. It's something fascinating to think about as we wait for spring 2026.